Good, beautiful morning. It's Monday, October the 3rd, 2022, and I want to welcome you to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach, and I want to welcome you. Today I have with me the energy of Archangel Michael, who wanted to discuss the simplicity of being human. Now, please forgive if you hear any background noise. They're doing renovations in different parts of the building, so occasionally we hear them. So forgive that background noise if it happens to creep in periodically. When Michael came to me this morning, he said there's so much confusion that is absolutely unnecessary. So much confusion that's absolutely unnecessary about your nature, but what you are as a human. It has been said many times that unnecessary complexity loans itself to unnecessary delay and confusion. Unnecessary complexity. He says that it's really important to understand that you only have a fourfold nature. That is, four elements to your being that you need to consider while you are in a human body. The thing that makes your body human is you. Your body is essentially an animal. It is the first component that you must come to understand about your nature here, that you are living and inhabiting an animal body. It is an animal body. It has fundamental needs that it is naturally ingrained with, that are born into it. They are not you, you are not it, but you have this instrument that you exist through, which enables you to experience being alive in this physical dimension. If you understand this, it will make things much simpler for you. That the requirements of your body are different than the requirements for your mind or your soul. Although three of these are not separate, they interact with each other, sometimes causing confusion if you do not understand the hierarchical nature of your consciousness, your awareness over your mind, and thusly over your body. Your body, as I have stated, is an animal instrument. Its needs are very fundamental. You can watch most wild animals and understand the nature of your own body and what its needs are. Learning to distinguish your awareness from the functions of your body will help to resolve a lot of unnecessary confusion. That your body does indeed have a life of its own, but simultaneously it will always yield itself to your direction if you train it accordingly. Your body needs to be trained by you in order for you to feel free from its impulses. Its basic needs are eating, sleeping, procreating, and playing. Those are its essential functions. And if you look at any animal species in the wild, you'll come to a fairly simple understanding of your body. Greater confusion is created by the restructuring of the mind, as you've been told to believe that your mind has all these different components to who you are. You call it your ego, your id, your superego, your super idea, your high C, your low C. All of these confusing terms to try and denotate what is a very simple mechanistic function of your consciousness working through a medium of thought. Your mind consists quite simply of two simple components. Your subconscious mind, where you store lifetimes of information, all of the information experienced from this lifetime. Your conscious mind, that part of you that is able to apprehend what is happening through the immediate experience of the five physical senses. And you, as the awareness, the soul, the consciousness that is living through the experience of thought and body, the state of an animal, the state of thought, and the state of awareness, you have total dominion and authority over thought and biology, that is the consciousness of the body. You have total authority over this if you understand this. Forget all the confusing terms that you have been given and quite simply understand that you have a body that will yield itself to your direction if you recognize that that is what it was created for, to yield itself to your direction, much the same way as one of your domesticated animals will yield itself to your direction if you train it properly. Well, your body falls under the same purview as an animal that requires that you learn to train it so that it does not go to the washroom where you do not wish it to go to the washroom, so it does not do what you do not wish it to do when you do not wish it to do it. Understand that you have an authority over this body that you are in that no other has unless you yield authority to them, which many of you have this bad habit of doing, yielding your authority over your body to what others will tell you to think, feel, say, and believe without question, without due question. And you find yourself confused when you listen to this person and this opinion and that opinion, and you are now confused. But it comes down to very simple functions. You have a body that is much like an animal. You have a collection of thoughts that make up what you call your personality, most of which aren't even yours, that also require an evaluative process on your part to examine what are the thoughts that you have in your mind and from where they came, and do those thoughts serve you or do they not serve you? When you understand that the same level of authority exists with you and your thoughts and your body, things begin to become fairly simple, as you have the option to always evaluate any thought that is in your mind that you've acquired from the environment, or any thought that comes into your mind from the environment in your existing point of time and space. That the body will do what you think it to do may seem very simple to observe through the movement of your hands, but what happens when your body in its natural process wishes to procreate? Then you find all kinds of problems if you do not understand that your body is subjective to your direction, no matter how intense it may assert its nature over you. You always have the option to re-instruct it, to retrain it, to supplant its natural inclinations to your direction, your thoughts, your ideas, your considerations, and not simply the environment. The simplicity is that you are simply a consciousness, a soul that is inhabiting a personality constructed by an environment, and that you have a physical mechanism called a body. And each of these elements have their own unique functions, separate and distinct from you, but both of which functions are amenable to your authority. Confusion comes when you forget what is going on in your mind, or you fail to observe where your thoughts are coming from, where your impulses originate. Where do they originate? Where do they originate? When you begin to understand where these thoughts come from, you can begin to question them. And many of you are not confused because that is your nature. Your nature is to be highly organized, highly aware, highly conscious of being able to orchestrate and change conditions of matter, time, and space. That is how human civilizations rise up through the process of deliberate creation, conscious, deliberate creation, able to assert your authority over mind and body or matter. That is how you see civilizations rise up. They rise up as you begin to assert your authority over mind and matter, and not simply remain subjective to mind and matter. I wanted to keep things very simple, that you understand that you are not your body. It is an instrument that you use. This is a very powerful time in human collective unconsciousness, where you are mutually agreeing in creation together. Not so many of you agreeing at this present time, but you have mutually agreed to come into creation together to produce a manifestation that you are currently observing as the evolution of your technology and your civilization. These are manifestations of your assertion of authority over thought and matter. All innovation and creation is following that process of awareness directing thought, directing matter, causing experiences that you call your life. As you learn to discern your awareness from the thoughts in your mind, as you learn to discern your awareness as something that is authoritative over the body, as you come to that understanding and that position in consciousness, you can begin to liberate yourself from unnecessary suffering once that distinction is made between your awareness, your beautiful soul, your mind, the personality you've been given by this world, and that beautiful instrument that you have to exist in this physical dimension. Without your physical body, you cannot exist in a physical dimension, although you can still learn to interact with the physical dimension without a physical body if you are awake and aware enough to comprehend that possibility that you are not simply that body. You utilize it as a mechanism of creating and expressing in this physical dimension and experiencing what the senses of the body have to experience while you exist through it in time and space. But you are not bound by the body. You're not bound by the mind, but they are bound by you. And many of you think you are bound by your mind and body, but only because you lack the necessary training to understand how to assert your authority, your conscious authority over thought and over sensation, because your body functioned and survives through sensation. The physical animal consciousness on this physical dimension has survived through understanding sensation and how it relates to survival or pain. It's very simple. But the complexities of all these different multifaceted elements to who you are unnecessary. You are simply a soul that has a collection of thoughts and a physical body that if you learn to alter and change the structure of thoughts in your mind, both those in the conscious level of awareness and those in the storage area or the subconscious of your awareness, if you learn to recognize you have authority over both of those, you also have authority over matter. And that is the beginning of freedom, when you recognize you can alter, change, add, subtract any thought or emotion from the makeup of your personality and your body. All thought is amenable to your authority to change it. All emotion is amenable to the changes of thought that you choose to make. And all functions of body can subjugate themselves to your authority as well if you train it to do so. But many of you still believe that you are that body, that body is what you are. It is not what you are. It is an instrument that you use in this physical dimension. And without it, you could not exist in this physical dimension. You would exist in a very different dimension of experience than the one of the five physical senses. I'm hoping that this explanation of the simplicity of your being assists you in understanding it is time to begin to make the distinction, to reawaken from subjectivity to the body, to awaken from subjectivity to the personality construct that you've acquired from this world, to recognize that you have authority over thought, over memory, over emotion, and over the condition of your body. You do have an authority, but it must be cultivated. It must be developed deliberately and intentionally. So many of you are deferring your own development to outside means and agencies, to external influences that may or may not have your interests at heart. Learning to become the autonomous authority over your own mind and body, this is the time that is most important to do it. This movement of energy called ascension is very critical at this point. For the next 3 years, it will be very critical. And the opportunity is great that you can awaken yourself from subjectivity, from your five physical senses and the personality. Learn to reshape your thoughts. Learn to restructure the function of your body so that it serves you. That it is not simply being directed by others around you, but that it serves you deliberately and intentionally as an effect of your will. There are other elements of consciousness that you may want to consider at a later time, but first begin the simple understanding that your mind and body are servants to you. They are not your masters, but learn to train both servants to serve you well, not simply to be running you around, dragging you through your life uncontrollably, which is what many of you are struggling with right now, feeling like you are being pulled through the muck, as it were. But understand, you are not that thoughts. You are not that body. You are awareness, able to work with thoughts, able to restructure them, able to recreate them, able to generate new thought, able to change and alter the body by that process. When you alter and affect thought, you alter and affect your energy. When you alter and affect your energy, you alter and affect the way your physical medium works on your behalf. Always. Now, you may call on many of us for guidance and assistance, and many of you are receiving this, but our guidance and assistance loans itself to instruction more than it does to solving your problems for you. In the process of learning to utilize your own thinking, your own energy, which is emotion that comes from qualities of thinking and qualities of sensation, for the body can generate energies that you call fear and pleasure. Your body is capable of generating sensations of fear and pleasure, and they can influence you as well. So learn to make the distinction between your thoughts and your body and what you are as the observer of them, that you can and do and are able to assert authority over them. You did not come here to be subjective to suffering. You came here to be proactive in terms of creation. You came here to create. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to learn to create, each and every one of you. Do not create unnecessary complexity when it comes to the nature of who and what you are as a spiritual entity that we call the soul, a mental personality which is constructed by your environment and language and information that you've brought forth from many different lifetimes of experience, the information that's been acquired from this civilization during the last 200 years, and also the body that you have, which is simply an animal body. Learn to recognize that you have authority over your thoughts. You have authority over your energy. You have authority over your body. It is that simple. Awareness, which is soul. Thought, which constructs the structure of your mind. And the physical medium through which the structure of your mind works. Now, there are certain fundamental attributes that you have awareness have. That is reason, intuition, perception, imagination, and visualization, non-physical senses that you utilize as a function of your creation. And then you have your 5 physical senses of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. One allows you to apprehend and deal with the external world. The other allows you to comprehend and create a new reality as a function of imagining, of creating, of something new coming into the physical world that was never there before. And there's much evidence of that reality, that you can bring new ideas and information into the physical dimension and see them expressed all around you. That is the process. You can create new manifestations in this physical dimension when you understand the faculties that you possess as awareness versus the faculties you possess through the physical body. All are meant to be your servants, not your masters. Wow. So I hope that simplifies things about what we are. Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that. We are not our bodies. We are not our thoughts. We are awareness. Good morning. Good morning, Shining Light Discovery. Yes, hello. So we're going into the Q&A. Hello, Joelle. Hello, Melody. Hello, Mary. Hi. We're just getting into this a little bit. Questions. I'm just learning how to switch between the different platforms that we're using with StreamYard today. And I want to thank Con Knight for introducing me to this platform and helping to work with this. Yes, I understand. Yes, if you're new to the channel, please remember, if you want to support this channel in the daily live events we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, please give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel or my follow me button on TikTok, and remember to share this information with other people. We are at a point in human collective unconsciousness where there's so much energy coming through right now. Like there's so much energy coming down to the planet right now. And we have an opportunity to utilize that energy to raise ourselves up collectively as a species or lower ourselves down further. The Dark Ages didn't happen by accident. The Dark Ages happened because human collective unconsciousness was geared to control and power, and we're falling back into that old paradigm again. Question from Mary. Any message for me from anyone? Wow. It's funny you say that, Mary. As soon as you said those words, I heard the word mother. And I'm getting a picture of a very large radiant heart. It's a heart with like white and gold light radiating out from it. There's a yes, something about the walking spot. She's saying something about the walking spot. She wants you to go to the walking spot. I don't know where that is, but it's a place that she likes going. Yes, she'll be with you in spirit. She's saying the walking spot. Go to the walking spot. Wow. Thank you, Mary. We are at a very powerful time in our species collective consciousness right now. We are not just separate individuals. We are a collective. We are manifesting, altering our time-space experience. One of the things they tell me is science is now revealing that for some reason, the Earth seems to not be getting bombarded by these massive solar events that have been happening. Why not? They've discovered the only answer they can come to is consciousness. We are changing our energy in such a way as a species that we are actually avoiding catastrophe through our elevated consciousness of love. I've got a question here from Celestial Lighthouse. I have a question. Does Archangel Michael have a message for me? Yeah, he's saying you have a large crystal that you have to move to a different corner. Move to the opposite corner that it's in. There's a crystal that you placed it, you have to move it to the opposite corner of the room. It will access the energy of the ley line that's under the structure you live in. But he's saying move that crystal. It's like I want to say it's amethyst, but it's different than amethyst, but it's like that. But move that crystal to the opposite corner of the room that it's in. It will harness that energy a little differently. Wow, thank you so much for that. Question from Melody. Can I please ask for insight into the suffering expression of racism? Why do people see others in this way? He's laughing. He's saying, it's people. The soul does not see each other as separate. Understand, in the light of your being, you all know you are one. In the light of your being, you know you all function in the vibrational structure of love. It is in the levels of differentiation where you have existing personalities that are different one to another. You have different physical bodies that are different one to another. Your body is constructed on the mechanisms of fight and flight, pain and pleasure. If it perceives anything outside of what is normal to it, it gets afraid, it gets anxious, and many of you believe you are your body, so you get afraid and anxious when things are different around you, and you want to protect yourself from them. It's important to understand that differentiation makes it very hard for you to function as a collective whole. But your body and your personalities loan themselves to separation if you do not understand how to bring them under the dominion of your awareness. Your soul is meant to delight in authority over your mind and body, not to be subjective to them. If more of you learn to understand that your body is an instrument that you use, that your personality is an instrument that you use, that both are amenable to your control and authority, and the nature of what you are as a sentient being is love. That is your true nature. Your true nature is love. The nature of the mind and body can be different according to the nature of how it is put together. The body is pretty much universal for humans, and that is based on the fundamental functions of fight and flight, pain and pleasure. But your personality can be constructed very differently. But if it is functioning from the platform of the body, then you can find yourselves functioning much like an animal, although it goes against your nature to be that. It does not go against the nature of the mind and body to function in that way. For that, if they're that way on their own, they will simply function according to their default settings. Your body is an animal. It believes that some things can hurt it and some things will give it pleasure, and it will operate from that platform unless you change it, unless you teach your mind and teach your body to function from a platform of love. Yes. Thank you so much. Question from Cynthia. Do you have a message for me looking at career goals and life in general? I'm seeing you in it's a building. There are lots of elderly people around you. They are reaching their hands out to you. Go to them. Like these beings these elderly people are reaching out to you, and they're asking for your guidance, your assistance. You've done this work before, but they're calling to you. Like all these elderly people are like literally reaching their hands out to you, saying, "Come to us, help us. We want your assistance to leave." A lot of people don't realize that people, when they are ready to leave their body, they like to be assured and assisted. But I'm getting very strong. Working with elderly and seniors, they're calling you. Their souls are calling you. Those souls that are in old bodies are calling you. It's a very scary process if you don't understand that you're not your body and you're not your mind when you want to leave it. It can be very difficult for some people. It's a great question, though. Thank you so much for asking it. Hi, Tanya. Can I get a message from Archangel Metatron? He's just showing me this picture of you, like there's symbols, movements, gestures from the eye to the word to the heart. He's saying from the eye to the word to the heart. Pray in this fashion. He's saying you might not like the word pray, but meditate in this fashion from eye to word to heart. Meditate in that fashion. Wow. Thank you so much. Question from Madeline. Asking Archangel Michael, in what way can I best help and support my children to open up within these 3 years? Well, it's interesting you asked that question. You must understand that you must demonstrate for them. You must demonstrate your authority over thought, your authority over emotion, your authority over the body. Teach them the function of creation, that what they think creates their emotion, that creates their action. Teach them to be mindful of the thought that they use, for those thoughts will create the energies that generate the functions of behavior, especially with young ones. Young ones can be taught very easily by image. You must understand that children in the physical body between the ages of what you call 0 and 5 do not comprehend language, but they do comprehend image. They comprehend what you hold in your mind as an image. They are very telepathic at that age, from 0 to 5. Image is very important to young children. But understanding that as they transition into language and comprehension and using thought, it is important that you assist them in the nature and quality of the thoughts that they will begin to consider and to take in. Be mindful of what thoughts are given to them. Be mindful of what thoughts you give even to yourself, or what you would receive from others. For thoughts of all kind bear their own unique signature of energy and cause very specific emotional energies to function through your nervous system. Thought is very specific in that way, in that it generates specific electrical currents that you call emotion, that causes the function of behavior in your body. So learn to teach your children the ability to alter and change their own thought, to not be subjective to thought, but to be mindful of its quality. Be mindful of the quality of thought and what it is to be used for, so that these dear ones will understand that they are not subjective to the thoughts or ideas in their own mind or from the minds of others, that they may select and choose the reasonable nature of thought that may support and sustain their expression, enhance the quality of their lives by the nature of the energy that those thoughts cultivate. Wow. Thank you so much. Here we go again. Jacqueline. Jacqueline's asking, any message for me, please? I'm being told you have to, there's something about your spine, Jacqueline. There's something with your spine. You have to really go get a massage or something today. There's something in your spine that's up between your shoulders that needs to be liberated. This is something that you've been carrying around for a little while. You have to let this go. You have to let that pain go. It's stuck between, just below the shoulder blades in the back. But go get a massage. That'll help it literally release that emotion from the body. Release that emotion that's stuck in that part of your body. A lot of people don't know we hold on to emotions. They keep telling me, let the emotions go. train your body to not hold on to emotions that do not serve you. Very, very important. Hi, Star. Message from Star. Any message this morning? Star, it's, oh, this is very interesting. I'm getting like water and soil, something about you need to be very immersed in earth and energy. Like, get out. If you can find a beach or someplace where you can like literally go into the soil, go into the same earth and water, very important for you today. Get engaged in earth and water. A message will come to you. A message will come to you amidst this. They're saying a message will come to you amidst this. But find a place where you can literally immerse yourself in earth and water. I was just asking, would that include an Epsom salt bath? And they're saying no. Very important. Earth and water. Go to, if you've got a pond you know of that you can sit by in the mud and the water and just be in that, or if you've got a body of water nearby where you can sit in that water and on the sand, but get into the earth, get into the water at the same time. It's going to be really helpful for you today. They're saying it's going to take that away from the top of the head. You've got something that's been blocking your upper crown chakra. This will help open that channel up for you. It'll help open that crown chakra for you a little bit more. Wow, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Question from Drusilla. I could really use a message today. Drusilla. It's funny. I don't know who this is coming through for you, but they're saying they're telling me to tell you to breathe slower. Lose yourself in the breath. Lose yourself in the breath. Wonderful. Thank you, Drusilla. We've got time for 2 more questions. First question is from Joella. I was mindful of my anger this morning regarding the past. I did not manage to say, I send you all my love. I'm not sure what the question is, but again, release whatever you're holding on to. Any anger, fear, guilt, or shame, let it go with love and grace. Like literally, people don't understand. You can literally draw anger out of your body with a breath. You can draw fear, you can draw guilt, you can draw shame. Literally draw it out of your body with a single breath. And like deliberately release it with love and grace. Like you can do that. You have that type of authority over energy. You're a soul. You're not that body. You're not that mind. You are a soul, an awakened soul that has authority over the mind and authority over the body. Can I see that question again? Let me see here. Question, what do the angels suggest I do with the conflict in my family? It's breaking my heart. Thank you, Cynthia. That's a great question. And having asked that question, I'm being told to tell you, you must understand you are asking this question because you know you have the solution, but it is not one of confrontation or communication at this moment. But first, center yourself in your love. Center yourself in your love and offer that which you center yourself in to all of your family. Send out your love as a vibration to all of them. Deliberately, do not seek to send it to them to change them. Simply offer your love to them as a vibration. Do this for at least 15 minutes every day for the next 3 days. Offer your love without expectation of change. Offer your love. 15 minutes. These 3 days to come. Be in this. Be sincerely in this, just to offer your love. And in 3 days, let your words be guided by that love, that you would go and see them one at a time or even in a group, and let your love speak for you, not your fear, not your sadness. Let your love speak. But first, be in that love and offer it to them from the space of being that which it is. And you will find the resolutions beginning to unfold. For what love as an energy will cause your mind to think and your body to do is very different than what your fear and your sadness will cause your mind to think and your body to do. Always align yourself to love, and you will be quite delighted and understanding that you have far more influence over events than you realize from that type of energy. Question from Kat: how do I begin to heal after so much loss? Are they still with me? Yes. My guardian angel John told me something fascinating a few years ago, and I'm going to repeat it to you here. He said, one of the challenges people have when people leave this physical dimension is we build energetic connections between each other. We literally build a connection from one body to another, and we get identified with that body as being the source of that person, so that when they leave the body, we're still holding on to that connection. We're still trying to connect to them on this dimension. And the way you connect to people that have left their body is not through the body. When they leave the body, they'll never be back in that body ever again. They'll never be back as that personality again, but the awareness still exists. Connect to them with thought and feeling. Connect to the energy of them. Do not connect to the memory of them. They exist with you right now. If you are able to just pause with us right now, pause with us right now. Breathe deeply and breathe slowly. Do not seek to feel them in the world with you, but seek to feel their presence around you, which you do. In the awareness that their presence is around you, you know then that they are not dead, as death is a lie of your consciousness. When you transition from matter to energy, the level of perception changes. But you are not that body. They are not the body they were. They are a soul, a unique awareness that functions in a very different way outside of the body than you do within the body. But if you wish to release the sadness, follow this simple remedy. Feel your sadness in your body and breathe deeply and breathe slowly where the sadness is. And when you use your breath to exhale, release the sadness with love and grace. As you release the sadness, it begins to alter and shift the energy internal to the body. And that which is sad begins to dissipate. You will feel this if you do this. As the sadness dissipates, you begin to shift your perception away from it and then sense their presence with you. For they will not join you in your sadness, but they will join you in your love. Love brings things together. Pain tends to separate. And so many people, when they leave the flesh, and there are those that are still here waiting, many people think they have lost something, but understand that their consciousness, their energy still exists, and it is available for you to connect to as a vibration, not as that personality that they were before. It's important to understand that. I'm going to take one more question, and then we're going to call it a day. Yes. I think we got them all. Just seeing if we got this one. Yes, we got that one already. Got one more there?
Hang on a second.
Perfect. Last question of the day. Gloria is asking how to get a reading with me. If you want to get a reading with me, you can go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and just select the shop and click on reading you've got. You can choose a half an hour reading with me or a 1 hour reading period with me. So that's www.williammichaelforbes.com. I'll just put it up on the screen really quickly. So if you want to book a reading with me, you can check out my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and do so through there. If you want to know how to support this channel, you can do so through my Patreon page right here, patreon.com/WilliamMichaelForbes. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank Archangel Michael and the other beings that came through for those that are asked questions today. I wish you all much love. Remember, your body is not who you are. Your thoughts are just the personality you've been given by the world, but it is not who you are. You are a divine soul, able to alter and change the structure of your personality and in turn assert an authority over your body. It's very simple. You are a soul. You have a mind. You have a body. And you have this stuff called energy, which is called emotion. and you are not them, but they will serve you as you learn to direct them. I want to wish you all much love. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day, and I will see you on Wednesday. Oh, speaking of Wednesday, what do we got going on Wednesday? Wednesday, October the 5th, my guardian angel John is going to be talking about the power you have over your genetics. The power you have over your genetics. And that's going to be on this Wednesday, October the 5th at 10 a.m. So I hope you'll join me for that. Everybody, have yourselves a wonderful, a joyful day. Bye for now.